Good evening. I'd like to call to order the June 10th, 2009 Planning Commission meeting. Let the record show that all members are present. I believe everybody has a copy of last month's minutes in their packet. Any revisions or a motion to accept?
Motion to accept.
Motion by Sherry Slyman, second by Buddy Wells. Anybody object? Motion carries. This time I'd like to open up the floor for public comment. Anyone in the audience wishing to come forward and make a comment on any item not on the agenda, please come forward and you'll have 3 minutes. No one wishing to come forward. Public comment period is closed. Item number 5A, public hearing granting approval of the following family partition, the Carol Lee D. Smiley Estate.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Scott Lobel with Lobel Engineering and Land Surveying, and I would like to formally request the approval of the family partition of Tract 1B-4A of the Carol Lee D. Smiley Estate into Tracts 1B4A-1, 1B4A-2. If you guys have any questions, I'll do my best to answer.
Commissioners have any questions or comments? No questions at this time. Open up the floor for public hearing. Anyone wishing to come forward and comment on this family partition, please come forward. No one wishing to comment. Public hearing is closed. Comments, questions from commissioners?
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
All right, y'all are motion by Sherry Slyman. I'm sorry, Paige Becknell. Thank you. And let's see, Paige Becknell, seconded by Bob Nance. Any opposition? Motion carried.
Thank y'all. Y'all have a good night.
Item number 6. Public hearing granting approval to the following simple divisions of property with variance. The David VZ properties, lots 4A1A and 4A1B.
James Fowler representing Earls and Associates and Mr. David Vize on the following simple division with a variance. Some comments were made and they were addressed and corrected on the plat. Wish for the Commissioner for approval.
Questions, comments by commissioners?
James, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Where the mobile home is now, that's staying lot 4B1?
Yeah, that's already been subdivided out a while back.
Okay. Now, they're giving access to 4A1B, correct?
There's already a road going down that property.
Okay. Is there anything that we need to have, a letter, a right-of-way letter?
They're signing the plat to agree to it.
Okay.
The owner of the tract, Michelle.
Okay, Michelle's the daughter?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Is that servitude of passage, is it off record or is just the roads existing?
We're proposing the servitude of passage.
Staff, we're creating a new servitude of passage. Okay, we're going to render that mobile home non-conforming for a side yard setback in the district.
There's no setback requirements on the servitude.
None at all?
No.
Any other comments, questions at this time?
This is a simple comment. The name is still spelled wrong for Poirier.
Poirier Road.
Yeah,
It's two spellings of
Exactly.
it. There, on the city map, it says one thing, and then the street.
the street sign says something else. We couldn't find it
So,
on our GPS
yeah.
till we got out there and
You do a
there it
map
was.
quest, you can't find the street either.
Right.
So what's the correct spelling? We don't know.
We'll find out.
What's on here?
Yeah.
Okay. Does that come up if a emergency vehicle needs to find it and they can't find
On the
it?
official road list, this is the way it's spelled.
Okay. What about the street sign?
We can have them check that and correct it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how they find streets.
I know there's
Emergency
a couple,
trucks find
spellings.
streets.
I've seen it spelled different ways.
Okay.
It's like Worthy Road. Some people spell it with an E, and some people leave it out.
No other comments at this time. I'll open up the floor for public hearing. Anyone wishing to come forward and comment, please come forward. You'll have 3 minutes. No one wishing to come forward, public hearing is closed. Any additional comments, questions?
Just out of curiosity, you know, I mean, I'm just thinking of it from a safety perspective. Did you tie in that corner to the property line, see how close it was? Is it 3 feet from the 20-foot servitude of passage?
It's actually farther than that. It's at least 5 feet.
It's at least 5
Yeah.
feet? Okay.
Actually, Julio, if I remember right, and there's woods over on the right-hand side, it does not appear to be an issue. I mean, we looked at it, and
It's
there-
all wooded lot on the.
right, and there's
South
space.
side.
It's not a real tight area like others we've seen.
All right, thank you. Appreciate that.
What is the wish of the commission?
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Go ahead.
No.
Motion to approve by Steve Barrow, seconded by
Sherry.
Sherry Slyman. Any opposition? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Item number 5B, Jimmy's Lounge, lots A5A and A5B.
Ellen Jackson with McLean and Associates, asking for your approval. There was one comment and it has been corrected.
Ellen, is your
Hey.
client here tonight?
No.
Okay. There's a safety issue with this, in my opinion. I wish they were here so you could discuss it with them. The little road, the little lane going to the back property, each of the little mobile homes on the side of the lane, they both open into the lane. And there is no room for someone to exit that trailer safely. I would be very concerned with someone coming up that lane and someone stepping off their steps into the path of a car.
Especially if they're building in the back and you're going to be they'll be bringing in construction trucks, and there really is no place for people to step off safely if someone were traveling that driveway pretty fast, not paying attention.
Well, there will be only like one residence back there.
I understand that, but one residence could have 4 cars. Is there any way he could move Unit 4? That's my proposal, is that he move that to the other side of Unit 7, between 7 and 8.
Okay.
Or even if he could, minimum, if he could swap 3 and 4 so they face the other way.
Okay.
And I hate that he's not here, that you can't talk to him now.
Well, I have a letter authorizing if the planning commissioner has some reasonable requests that we could approve it contingent upon that. And, let's see, I do have that letter. So, if that's an issue, you want it moved, when he comes back in town, if he doesn't want to move it, then, you know, you don't sign anything, so. I suggest that. If you want to see the letter where I can.
No, I don't need to see it.
Okay.
No. Ms. Jackson,
Yes.
behind Unit 8 and 9, that 25-foot servitude, is that a drainage servitude?
Behind 8 and 9? Yes, it is. Well, on the previous plat, that it was dedicated as just plain 25-foot servitude. I mean, I can label it as drainage, you know, since he still owns that part, but.
No, actually, my issues are more like with the encroachment. I mean, you have 7, 8, and 9 that are clearly encroaching into that servitude, and then you have 10 that's encroaching into the utility servitude. You know, and then I agree with the commissioner over the safety issue between Unit 3 and 4. I mean, if I barely fit there through my motorcycle, and I know I'm a big guy, but, you know,
Well, with the utility servitude, I mean, it's already existing, it's out there, so. With the mobile home, I mean, you can easily get to utilities, you know, even if you have to go under it, so. It's not like they're gonna be putting any new poles or anything.
and staff, we don't have any setbacks for mobile homes from anything like that, with no consideration for that. I mean, you know, does a fire district, or does a fire engine even fit through there?
Well, any kind of emergency vehicle, that was my question. It seems like it's very small there.
We had a parish attorney's opinion some years ago that the setbacks pertained only to public streets and not to private servitudes of access.
So you're saying you can put any size trailer on any size lot?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that there is no setback requirement on a private servitude of access.
Because it appears that those trailers are large for that area that they're in.
But now, these are all existing. They're not putting, those aren't being placed in there now.
Well, go back to Unit 8 and 9 that are encroaching on servitude now. They might not be an ordinance about the setback, but if they can't encroach on that, can they?
Well, I agree, they shouldn't have been encroaching on there. I don't know when the site plan, I don't know when the permits were issued and all, if that was an issue then when it was inspected. I don't know if that was caught then.
Well, they might have put in a bigger trailer.
Could have. Now, these trailers are all rented. They're owned by the developer, or by the property, the owner of the park.
These are really large trailers, you know, on that small area.
Any other comments, questions at this time? If not, I'll open up the floor for public hearing. Anyone wishing to come forward and comment, please come forward. No one wishing to comment, public hearing is closed. Any other additional comments or questions?
Well, I guess I have a question. On the existing servitude, and we assume that's a drainage servitude, wouldn't we handle this just like we would a fence, where if the parish ever needed to go through there, we would just make them move it?
I don't know, that would be my understanding.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir.
There was an issue with this trailer park in that the owner of the park moved, I think it was 6 trailers onto the park site without permits. And when this was submitted to me to put on this agenda, I didn't put it on the agenda right away until I was assured by them, and also someone from the staff had gone out and looked, and they said that the trailers had been taken off the site. I think some of them are RVs.
The ones that was like parked on there? Yeah, most of those are just storage.
But from what we understand, they have some parked to the rear of units 1, 2, and 3, maybe?
Right.
1 and 2.
1 and 2. Yeah.
So to me, I would recommend you don't even act on this until those violations are taken off, because they were supposed to take all that off.
But this, yeah,
Because I was told that they were taken off the site totally.
they were picked up, but not picked up. They just,
Yeah, but you had told me that they were taken off.
I got that from the owner. I mean, that's what he said.
What is the wish of the commission?
So, well, if I may, let me ask staff, so, were all of those issues addressed?
Which issue?
What you just described, everything was taken care of, the prior issues?
I don't think they are. In my opinion, they're not, because they're
No.
still on the site.
We're still out
It
there.
was my
Well,
understanding they were removed from the site.
But someone from your office told you they were moved?
You told me.
But then you sent somebody too.
Someone also said they were moved, but then you said that the owner said that they were removed from the site.
Ms. Jackson, I think that, I'm going to make a suggestion. I think that, well, I'll make a motion to defer this for 30 days and give you an opportunity to resolve this issue, because if we have an outstanding matter out there that needs to be addressed, I think that, first of all, there's some encroachment issues and there's a safety issue here that I think you need to, give you an opportunity to be better prepared on how to address that. But I think you also need to address the issue with staff as to whether these outstanding issues have been addressed or not. So we can deal with this property properly and not on short information, so to speak. So that's my motion to defer 30 days.
Maybe that the owner be present to answer.
Yeah.
The owner be present to answer the questions.
Well, does that give you enough time to do what you need to do? Because that's only a month. I believe you have the option of pulling it. And doesn't that give her more time if she pulls it?
Not really.
Okay, I thought she would have more, she could take
I mean,
more
if-
than a month.
If you want to just defer it, and not necessarily for 30 days until the issues are addressed.
Okay.
I don't know that I'm inclined to just give, have something lingering on our agenda forever. I mean, if she's not comfortable with 30 days, she needs 60 days, we'll do 60 days. But I mean, I want to know when it's going to come back, if we're going to move a motion for deferment.
It wouldn't necessarily linger on our agenda. You can defer it until they address all the issues and staff is satisfied. And once that's done, then staff can come back and put it on the agenda. So it's going to be between the engineer, the property owner, and staff. And we won't see it until staff is satisfied.
That's right.
Okay.
I'll
That's-
second your motion.
What,
A motion?
which
Yeah.
motion?
Well, wait.
Didn't you put it on a motion to defer?
Yeah, but he said 30
But he
days.
says he said 30 days. Now, if he wants to change his motion to reflect to the satisfaction of staff,
Yeah,
right,
defer it
okay.
to the satisfaction of staff.
All right, then let me restate my motion then. I'll
Thank
withdraw my original motion, restate the motion. And I'll move that you defer it until such time as you address all outstanding issues on this property with staff. At which time staff can put it back on the agenda.
I'll second that.
Can I have a motion to defer until staff is satisfied? And by Julio Dumas, seconded by Buddy Wells. Any opposition? Motion carried. Item number 7, committee reports, subdivision ordinance committee.
Okay.
Ms. Lyman.
We are continuing to work on the simple division ordinance. We are not meeting in June, and then July will be our next meeting.
Okay, thank you. Strategic plan and any report? None. Old business, we have some minutes here from the May 14th, 2008. I guess if someone would elaborate on that a little, staff, if you could.
Well, what it is this is the minutes of a joint meeting that we had last summer, and we failed to put them back before you for adoption. The zoning commission did do it, but planning hadn't.
Okay.
And they're going to be submitting this in July for final approval.
Okay, okay. All right. Any questions? Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion. Second.
Motion by Michael Marchand, seconded by Bob Nance. Any opposition? Motion carries. And I guess item number 9, adjourn. Motion to adjourn. We'll meet in 10 minutes for the zoning commission.